morning, good morning. It is absolutely stunning outside. I'm Trooper Steve, your News 6 traffic safety expert, and we are hanging out here inside Results One on a beautiful Thursday. Oh, this lady next to me, guys, has a beautiful case of donuts. Look at them. Oh, man. Can I get some of those, please? She's looking at me like I'm crazy. You're not doing anything bad. I just want to know where you got those donuts from. It's Thursday. It's 10 a.m. And we're live streaming here inside of the powerful Results One. And cruising around today on a topic that I had scheduled later on in the next few weeks. But I wanted to do it today just because we've seen... There was a crash yesterday that really made me think about this. And it involved a Army Reserve Hummer. Humvee is what we call them. We don't call them Hummers. Humvee. Military Humvee. Only vehicle really involved. And there was an overcorrection by the driver, which resulted in that Humvee flipping over on I-4, and it shut I-4 down for a little bit, but delayed it tremendously. I take a little issue with it because I struggle when drivers create their own problem. You're probably going, okay. But when you're out and about and you're driving, so many of us just are right here, that tunnel type vision. We're not paying true attention to what's going on, and we're just overly focused right here. Unfortunately, sometimes we're focused on our phone, but there's so much more going on than what's right in front of us. So today I wanted to hit on the topic of defensive driving. By no means is defensive driving aggressive driving, so let's be clear about that. A defensive driver is someone who is prepared, someone who is proactively aware of what's going on around them. We could almost even call them a nosy driver, okay? Someone who is actively looking around. Let's talk about a few things. Your vehicle, right? Your vehicle is equipped. Everything on your car has a purpose to it. And whether it be your rear view mirror, your right side view mirror, your left side view mirror, and most importantly, your eyes, right? So when we're out and about and we are driving, we have to understand that that's what we are doing. You think about a defensive line team when it comes to football. Their job is to be prepared for what the other team is about to do. And in some cases, they have to predict what the other drivers are going to do. And out on the roadway, I would beg to say that it's extremely similar to playing a sport, or to, it is extremely similar to playing a sport. You must come out here and understand that everyone is out doing their own thing. So this is what I wanted to do today. I wanted to go on a nice little drive, see what we encounter, talk you guys through my mind, what I'm doing while I'm driving, okay? And then we're going to make a nice stop and talk about what kind of courses are available to you guys to take. Now, some are free, some cost money. Like, look at my producer told me specifically to be nice today. So I am going to be nice. Oh, man. All right. God, I love Donovan. Donovan Myrtle, Dr. Donovan Myrtle is behind the controls. If you guys did not know, he is our kind of News 6 Plus wizard. He's the guy that's really creating a lot of the content of what you're finding on News 6 Plus and making it happen. He is also fully responsible for the live stream that you're seeing, all the great graphics that are popping up and things like that. He is on the controls in my ear, and great relationship, and we're all able to really provide good stuff when it comes to Breakfast with Bridget, or weather-wise with meteorologist Jonathan Kagas, or with me, Trooper Steve with Trooper Steve on patrol. Just give you guys a little back behind the scenes of what's going on. So he told me today, Steve, let's be nice, okay? Let's be nice. So I'm going to try, especially talking about defensive driving. He already knew I got to tell Steve we got to play nice today. So we're going to play nice, okay? I'm going to try to play nice. So let's talk. Let's drive, okay? So we're here in Seminole County, driving around. I'm northbound currently on 1792, coming up on Park Drive. So a few things. Light change, right? I'm already looking at the car in front of me. I'm always looking at the car in front of me, but this is one thing I'm going to recommend. Never get too close to the car in front of you. There's a few reasons for this. One, that driver might get offended by it. I know you might be thinking, really? No, really. We report on stupid stuff all the time about people getting pissed for no reason out on the road, and then road rage incidents happen. Man, that plane was low. So I want to give you some tools to maybe prevent some of those situations. All right, I'm going to slide over the right travel lane, and speed limit out here is currently 45 miles an hour. And if I'm going to do exactly 45, hang out in the right lane, guys, especially on some of these major roadways. I would consider this, oh, that was almost a crash. That Explorer cut right in front of that Altima. So as we're looking, I'm never just staring at the road directly in front of me, okay? As a defensive driver, I am prepared to encounter things that do not exist yet. Does that make sense? That do not exist. Meaning, as I'm driving here, I'm aware what's here to my right. A sidewalk, right? I'm entering, I'm looking at the signs as I'm driving. I know I'm in a 45 zone. That sign just warned me, hey bro, it's about to change to 35 miles an hour. So I'm going to begin to slow down, right? Why would I want to enter this and then have to slow my speed down? All right, what else? Rather than looking directly in front of me or the car that's directly in front of me, I am always, this is a habit of mine. I'm always looking at the car that's in front of that car or the next. So the second or third car, not the first one that's right in front of me, because that allows me to prepare to see things. This contributes a lot when you don't do this to those really fast slowdowns out on the roadway. Because why? Because you're just reacting to the car in front of you. When in theory, if I'm able to pay attention to the road out in front of me, and I see what's going on, and I see the brake lights go on, nothing says I can't begin to slow down, right? And that prevents me from hitting my brakes. All right, what else am I talking about? We have these great side view mirrors on all our vehicles. Believe it or not, it is required, Florida law, and vehicle manufacturer. Oh, here's a good, so I see the school bus up ahead, had their hazard lights on. I saw the school bus, so I slowed my speed down. Even though the school bus didn't stop at the crossing like they were supposed to, bad, I started to slow down because I didn't want to roll up on this blue Kia really fast. All right, so when it gets back to side view mirrors, I'm always looking around, guys. And you can be like, well, you're a cop, or you were a former full-time police officer. That car pulled right out. You are a winner. Please use your turning signals, guys. Donovan, I'm struggling being nice today, sir. I'm struggling being nice. So, as we cross over First Street, we have a pedestrian that's in the median that just wants to walk across the street. Thank you for not using the crosswalk. Donovan, sir, this is a hard one today. So as we're driving out here, guys, everything is being proven. Everything I am saying is proven as I'm talking to you, because I'm looking ahead. We saw the pedestrian not in the crosswalk. Are they wrong? Yes. But does that make it right for me just to keep driving and not be aware? No. In this cul-de-sac here, roundabout, there are signs. There are signs flashing. There are things saying, hey, be careful. I want to fully go around this so you could see what's going on. It's scanning. It's being aware. Now, I'm not telling you to be a robot, okay? I'm not telling you to drive stuck like this with a silent vehicle. But I am asking you to develop a set of skills that allow your driving experience to be smooth. We do not have to get mad about this stuff. And so often we do. We take it as an offensive act of some type. We get, oh, this guy's just driving. Let him drive. Let them do their thing. As long as you are operating your car safely, who cares? Okay? There's no reason. For example, the texting and driving thing, I've been talking a lot about it. It's legal right here, but this lady just all up on her phone. And I've seen it over and over again lately, and I don't know why. It's like people, she's still on it. This is why you guys watch. So I'm about to turn it up. So as we pull into other locations, defensive driving, believe it or not, is part of everyday driving. So even in like this portion, I'm here in downtown Sanford driving around. I want to pay attention to what's going on here. So I'm obviously going to be looking for pedestrians as well if I'm driving around. I do want to get back out on the main road though. So when you are driving around, the key is to be looking, to be observant, to follow the little laws. Defensive driving is not aggressive driving. I'm going to say that a million times during this stream. So many people are like, oh, well, I got to get in and out of traffic. I got to make sure I'm using my turn signal, and I'm going to go here, I'm going to go there. No. Defensive driving is just simply being a prepared, observant driver. That's all it is. It's understanding that it's okay to predict certain things out on the roadways. It's not like it's going to happen. You're predicting something that might happen. And in traffic, that's totally okay. I want you to be prepared for the worst thing to happen. I want you guys to think, oh, that guy's not going to stop at the light. Let me watch it. And that's what you should be doing. Here, looking down at the stop bar, making sure I stop at the stop bar. Some may be looking at the box truck going, well, he's not stopped there. No, he is. So there are two separate turning lanes with two different angles based off of the intersection here. I would be in a dangerous spot if I was as far out as he was. He is not in a dangerous spot because the way the other travel lane comes out, he's okay. So what if, as a defensive driver, and I'm sitting here at a red light, what am I looking at? I'm looking to my left here to make sure traffic has stopped. I'm looking up ahead, seeing what these drivers are doing, and I'm constantly on the lookout. So for example, there's traffic coming at us, nice and clear. That black SUV right there is an unmarked Sanford police unit, and just cruising around. That's actually their traffic unit. I know that guy. And it's constantly being aware. Another thing is understanding that you must be doing everything you're supposed to be doing. You can't be a defensive driver while speeding, while talking on your phone, while not using your turning signal. I know you guys can hear it right now. Also defensive. I'm going to watch this guy as we're turning because it makes sure that I'm close to my corner, he's close to his corner, and now we move on. We're going from a 25 mile an hour zone up to a 40 mile an hour zone, so we're going to get up to speed here. Lock in my cruise control, and now we're cruising. I don't plan on speeding through this area under any circumstance, so I'm going to get over to the right travel lane because we're going to make our way out towards I-4. And as we're cruising out here, it's so simple. You might be thinking, see, there's nothing wrong with what's going on. You're right. But you've also got to then think, the number one crash that happens here in Central Florida that leads to serious injuries are violation of right-of-ways. I mean by someone making a left in front of traffic that has a right-of-way. Number one crash for injuries right here in our area. It's also one of the biggest, the most common occurrent violations of crashes that I've worked outside of careless driving where someone rear ends somebody. It's a whole nother topic. So being a defensive driver, you should be able to predict when someone's doing that. Steve, you're asking for so much. You're asking for me to drive for the other person. Yep, I am. Because just because they're pulling out in front of you, I'm telling you guys right now, it's avoidable. Yes, they're wrong. 100% they're wrong. But that type of traffic maneuver is avoidable if you're prepared for it. If you can tell sometimes, guys, I'm telling you, you're probably like, you're crazy. If you were to take the time and start watching each car while you're driving, you can predict what they're doing. You might be saying, no, you're crazy. No, it does not take rocket science. It does not take any type of overt skill to do what I'm telling you guys. Because you drive every single day. You're out and about. You know what you're about to do almost before you do it sometimes. So for example here, when I'm approaching this intersection, I'm looking at everybody. See this vehicle off to my right? I'm watching him. Even though it just went yellow, so I'm coming to a stop. I was watching this Tahoe here because the way they pulled up to the intersection, they didn't stop at the stop bar, and they pulled right up on the crosswalk. What does that tell me? That tells me this guy might run the red or might not make a complete stop right on red. Oh my gosh, pause, because look at this winner. Hello. Good morning. Good morning. I always got to say hi to the dogs, guys. You know that. So, look at that pup right there. And he's got a seatbelt on. If the dog's got their seatbelt on, guys, you could have your seatbelt on too. All right, back to business. So we're out here, and we were talking about the prediction of that Tahoe. You should be watching every intersection you drive through, and it does not take much. We are humans, guys. We are a supreme species of animal. We can do things that no other living thing can do. Our brain functions so fast in order for us to do everything. So, example, I see this trash truck up here. I'm watching the trash truck. It's not doing anything wrong, but I'm watching it. I'm being cautious. I see the traffic up here that we're approaching. We're in a 55 zone, but we're doing well underneath the posted speed limit. Driver in front of me has their turning signal on. I'm going to slow down. Why? Because I don't want to be so close to them, because how often do people put their turning signal on and they drive with it for an hour? All the time. So you need to be prepared for that driver not to go in the turning signal. You know, as I'm talking to you guys, I'm thinking I'm very off the cuff with this. I've not had much time to prepare, but when we talk about this, and I'm saying you should be able to do this, you should be able to do that. I got in the car, I put it in drive, I put my seatbelt on, and I'm doing everything, and I'm not even consciously aware of it. Why? Because we ingrain these skills into our everyday, and that's what you should be doing when you're driving. And I hope that we could talk in a year from now, and we're talking about a completely different subject, because it's just natural for people to come out and keep a safe distance when they're driving, to understand, okay, I have this Honda Ridgeline in front of me, but I'm also looking at the car in front of it, because I want to make sure that this car doesn't just randomly slam on the brakes. Here, traffic stop, I'm going to stop, but I'm also not going to stop right up on the back of this tracks. I'm going to leave some space. As a defensive driver, I want to be able to maneuver in case something happens. What happens if I don't want to be here anymore? I want to get into the right lane, or if I want to get into the left lane. If I'm too close, I can't do that. Or if a violent situation happened and someone approached my vehicle, I want to be able to get out of Dodge. Or even worse, what happens if I was hit at a high speed from the rear of my vehicle? Being so close to the car in front of me, I'm going to strike that vehicle too. So it's all very preventative. There are a lot of different options. We're going to talk about some of the free options first, and then we'll pull over and we'll talk about something, because there is some great programs out there. You just need to make sure that the programs have a certain certification. So, if you are interested in learning a little bit about defensive driving, there are options for you. No matter where you live, especially if you have a teenage driver or a young driver, they have the Teenage Driving Challenge, and it is a state-sponsored program. This program is available through your local sheriff's offices. And what they do, from what I've seen, at least once a year, but a lot of them do it twice, they put on a free driver defensive driving program for youth. And you are trained and supervised by not just law enforcement officers, because I'll be real, some of y'all can't drive either. Thanks, bozo. Got the clown over here pushing his way in. All right, so we're going to make a right here on Hickman Drive so we can head back this way. But we're just running the red light. Just running the red light. That car should be stopped in front of me right now, and it's not. Breathe in, breathe out. What was the Seinfeld thing? Woosa or Woosfaba or something like that? Where's Justin Warmoth when you need him? That guy could recite the entire script from Seinfeld. So these programs through the sheriff's office are put on by law enforcement officers. But I want to correct something I said. Just because they're a law enforcement officer doesn't mean they're a great driver. I'm going to put that on the record. We, as law enforcement officers, are required to go through certain training as well, so that we are constantly up on our skills. Now, it's called EVOC. It's not you can't just volunteer and be like, I want to go through EVOC. No, it's emergency vehicle operations. And you get to learn a little bit more than your average driver because you're driving at emergency conditions. In return, that's what made me a really good driver. So in these Teen Driving Challenge courses, what they do offer is an opportunity for you to be put in situations that you probably would not normally be put in throughout your lifetime. It's that 1% time where something does go wrong, and then unfortunately we're not prepared for it, right? So these courses are available, whether you're up in Flagler, the Flagler County Sheriff's Office has them, the Volusia County Sheriff's Office has them, Seminole, Lake, Brevard, Orange, Osceola, Marion, Indian River, they all have them. And they're available publicly on their website, or if you can't find them, you reach out to their traffic management or their traffic enforcement side, and I can guarantee you they'll let you know when their next course is. On the flip end here, we're going to pull over and talk for a second. So, if you're looking to maybe take a different type, or if you're a little older, because they're not going to let a senior go through the Teen Driving Challenge, there are plenty of courses that you can sign up for. Now, they're not free, so I just want to make that clear. And this is not a plug-in by any means, because we don't get paid by any of the programs that I tell you about, but there are some really good courses out there. So if you go to drivesafetoday.com/Florida/Orlando, they provide some interesting information here. But one thing that I want to make sure that you know is that you need to make sure that you're going to a Florida certified course, because anyone can just offer a course. There are programs out there. My seniors, listen to me. And I know if you're 55, you probably don't think you're a senior, but hear me out. 55 and older, there are certain courses available to you that if you were to take and provide that to your insurance company, you get a nice discount. So you get a discount and you're learning something along the way. These courses are great. There are so many different options. I would never in my life recommend anyone take an online defensive driving course, just because what are you doing? You're sitting at your computer taking an online course. There's also the National Traffic Safety School, which also provides some great information. And there's also the stateofflorida.com traffic schools as well. For mature drivers, that's what they call them, there is the discount information. And I'm going to pull that up for us so we could talk about that just briefly. insurance discount course is available to you. And what this is, if you have a Florida driver's license and you are 55 years or older, you're eligible to complete this motor vehicle, they call it accident prevention course, crash prevention course, that will allow you to receive a mandatory reduction on your insurance rate for 3 years. And then you take it again and you can maintain that. Okay? So there's so much information if you just hop online and you're proactive about it. Wow. Look at that. Tie the two together. If you're being a defensive driver, you're being proactive about your safety. And here, you just got to find the courses. So what did we talk about? A defensive driver is a driver who is observant, who is predicting certain movements, and who's using the equipment on their vehicle so that they're safe. Some things we did talk about. Excuse me, I'm losing my voice for some reason. My voice just went out. Struggling. I'm gonna put the front camera on for a second. Oh my gosh. All right, let's try again. So what did we see? Or what did I kind of try to explain? You want to always keep a safe distance between you and the vehicle in front of you for a few reasons. One, you don't want someone so close to your vehicle, they could be irritating. So as a defensive driver, you're trying to eliminate those confrontations. You are observant of the conditions that you are driving in. Meaning, if I'm driving in an area that has sidewalks and businesses on both sides, even if I don't see a pedestrian, I am looking for a pedestrian. When I approach an intersection, everything's fine. That's great. But what if it is about not to be, right? So I'm looking at drivers and their car. Are they stopping where they're supposed to stop as I'm proceeding through? Will I or might I have to hit the brakes if they've come out? It's stuff like that. Or as I'm approaching and someone's approaching me, is this driver going to yield to me, or is he going to just pull out in front of me? Or are they going to pull right out in front of me? Yeah, they're in the wrong, but doesn't mean I want to hit them, right? So maybe I slow my speed down a little bit as I approach it. My mirrors, they're more than just being able to see behind you. You need to adjust your mirrors so that you only see, no joke, about 5% of your car in it. The rest needs to be pushed out. Because if you're looking at the side of your car in your mirror, what are you looking at? Nothing. You're not looking at the roadway. So I tell everybody, only have about 5 to 10% of your vehicle visible on the complete surface of that mirror so that you can see that blind spot that people talk about. If you use your mirrors how they're supposed to be used, guess what? There's no blind spot. I mean that. Genuinely mean that. And it's the same for the side view mirror on both sides. So you're constantly predicting, you're constantly aware. And then there are courses out there for you guys to take. It is so unfortunate that driver's education in high school is nowhere near where it should be. We're worried about all this other nonsense, and yet we drive every single day. We're out on the road every single day, and yet we don't take driving as serious as we should, and yet it's like nothing ever happened out here. So reach out to your sheriff's office, whatever county you are in. Ask them if they offer the teen driving course and a teen driving challenge. I know Osceola County Sheriff's Office has a great program, and they do it quite often. They have even designated vehicles for it and stuff like that. Some of their driving instructors are part of that. And there's a big difference between a cop just giving you some information and a law enforcement officer who is a general instructor and specializes in driving, because they know a lot of different things, and believe it or not, they're the ones teaching the cops how to drive. So keep that in mind. And then of course there are plenty of other courses out there for folks who are, they're calling them mature drivers, 55 and older, and you get a discount on your insurance for close to 3 years. I'm going to move out of the way here because we're on a side road. Because this truck, I want to let this guy by. And that's another thing. Be courteous as a defensive driver. That is a service vehicle, trash, waste management. I want my trash picked up. And that's a nut. I love this because it's just stuff coming to my head. They're already at work, y'all. Let them do their job. Help them do their job so that they can help you. So I know it's very general today. I was kind of a little bit all over the place, but the key thing is here, prediction, observation, being aware, situational awareness. It does not take a statue or a mannequin driver to do this. Every single one of us are capable of being a defensive driver. Understanding that the roadway conditions can change even on a perfect day. But I'm always prepared for it. Always prepared for it. Am I crazy? Maybe. But at the same time, I haven't been to a crash. I haven't gotten to a road rage situation, not yet. So, all right. Hope you guys have an amazing day. It is beautiful outside. Go out there, practice exactly everything that we talked about today with the predictions, looking at certain things. I want you to be like, man, Steve mentioned this violation the other day, and I was able to avoid the crash. My goal, and Sandhill Cranes, another one, being observant, because what happens if they run on the road? Yeah, obviously, you're not going to get a violation for if they flew out in front of your car, but you don't want to hit this stuff. And the goal here is for all of us to get from A to B, from B to A safely without any problems in between. And that either be a crash or a traffic citation. So I hope you guys have an amazing Thursday. Please drive safely. It's going to be beautiful. Meteorologist Candace Campos has already said, dry, 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 nice and cool. Make sure you're watering the lawn. I just bought some new seed because my grass is struggling. I am off tomorrow, but we will have a stream no matter what at 8:30 tomorrow, one of our good ones that we've done in the past. And then on Saturday, photojournalist Goose and I will be flying to Washington, D.C. for honor flight. Talk about a day. It's going to be amazing, going to be long, but it's going to be great. So you guys have a great day. Absolutely love you guys. Be a defensive driver, but be a kind driver. Have a good one.